Yeah.
Can you listen to music on YouTube and go live?
Yes, you can listen to music while going live on YouTube, but you need to use
What the
royalty-free,
fuck is happening?
licensed, or original music. Playing copyrighted music, like from Spotify, can cause your stream to be interrupted or taken down.
Bro, that's so annoying. I'm gonna turn the music off, okay? I'm gonna turn the music off because I don't want to get blocked. I don't have a filter on, but I need one. Like, ew, oh my god. Ew, I look so old, you guys. I look horrible. How do you do a filter on here? Is it possible to do a fucking filter? Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to leave it this way. Anyways, guys, good morning, and happy freaking Saturday. Today's my 37th birthday, so you already know what that means. I'm gonna be on here all freaking time crying. It's my birthday, I'm alone, my birthday. No, but seriously, guys, it's my birthday. And I'm 37, guys. 37 years old today. Crazy, right? I don't know if I've made an update on here or not. I can't remember. I feel like I did, but I'm not for sure. But like, long story short, I'm super stupid. Super going through it really a lot because basically I got like this crazy vertigo going on, and so it's really scary, guys, because now I get really dizzy and it makes me super nauseous, and it's a whole whole situation. So I'm scared to like go do things mostly because I don't want to get dizzy and like get stuck. The other day, I went and I just went to go grocery shopping, and I got super dizzy, and it was really scary because I was out in public, and it's just sucky. So but anyways, guys, I'm just gonna be on here for a few minutes because I already been rambling on all the apps this morning. I was trying to get like views, but it's really hard to get views. I don't know how to do that. And I mean, I'm kind of like not really like for everybody, so it's harder. But yeah, I'm boring. So anyway, I wanted to talk about, I guess, just my recovery, guys. Tomorrow will be my 9 years sober. I'm super proud of myself. I never thought that I'd make it here at all. Like, it's such a big deal, guys. Like, I swear. I remember I remember when, good morning. I remember when, like, I got sober, and I just was trying to talk about this on the other apps, but it's really hard. Good morning, good morning. Talking about my recovery. Today's my birthday. Say happy birthday, please. Is that cringe? Am I cringe? I don't know. And like, am I too old to be here? Oh my gosh, guys, I swear. But yeah, I was just thinking about when I got sober, and right before I got sober, I had told my plug, I was like, don't give me anything. Actually, I think I'm gonna do this really quick. Hold on. Thank you. And I don't know yet, actually. Probably nothing. Okay, I need some gum, but oh my gosh, people told me happy birthday. That's so sweet. Okay, I'm gonna make a video. Good morning, you guys. I'm trying to multitask. Unfortunately, they blocked my video because I had music on, so that's so annoying. But really, I wanted to talk about my recovery because tomorrow will be my 9 years sober, and today's my 37th birthday. I'm doing both apps. So I was just thinking, because this is what happens when I like every time it's coming up on my clean time, I start thinking about all of the stuff that happened and how I got here and this and that. And so I was just reminiscing on like everything that led to me being where I am today. My original rug of choice was Schmeth, and that was what I started on when I was very young, unfortunately. And that was, I have ADHD super bad, so that kind of made me normal, I feel like, for a minute. I mean, don't get me wrong. My bad. My bad. I hope nobody's here yet. Oh, God. Well, we'll know if we hear the door open. But yeah, I was very young when I started on that, and then I just did things that I would never in a million years do today. Really, honestly, it's like gross what I used to do and put myself through, but I it was normalized for me by my mom, by my sister. You know, I mean, I was just a kid and I really didn't know any better, and my mom like normalized so many things that are not normal at all, and like it's not normal for your mom to leave you for fucking weeks at a time with no food, with nothing, and just disappear. And like, it's not normal to be a little kid knocking on every door. Hey, have you seen my mom? Hey, have you seen my mom? Like, those things are not normal. And so, things were normalized for me that shouldn't have been normalized, and I was addicted to that for many years off and on. Then I transferred from that to opiates, and when I went to opiates because I hurt my back, I ended up just going down an even darker path than I went through before. And it was hard too because a lot of the doctors were like, "Oh no, this is super safe. Like, you can't get addicted. This is a really safe thing." And so that makes it even harder when you have a doctor who you're supposed to trust. And I didn't know like what I know now. Thank you. And congratulations on your recovery journey. You will. Just keep going one day at a time. I'm super proud of you though. Um, but yeah, guys, I am so grateful to be where I am today. So when I first got sober, though, um, I like, well, not when I got sober, but when I was going through this substance with the Schmeth, it's a really long story, but I came from Washington, addicted to opiates. My sister was a Schmeth head, and I was like, I went straight to her house with my boys. I asked her, like, can you get anything? Can you get anything? And she did not know what, opiates were. Like, they didn't have that back in Fresno. Like, that wasn't common. So, what she could get was black, and you don't know what that is. and I was like, because my dad did that, and so I never did that. I think I smoked it one time, but like I never like did it like that. And like I didn't think. I mean, I know I did, but I thought it was like anyway. And that one night I was like freaking sitting there, and I was like, hell no, I did not like that kind of feeling. I'm like a way too hyper person. That is not my vibe, okay? But anyway, my sister couldn't get it, and so she's like, all I could get is Schmeth. And I was getting sick, and so I was like, okay, I guess I got to do that, dude, because if not, I'm gonna be sick. And yeah, man, I ended up doing it, and ended up being on that for a while. And I was one of those people that would get high and read the Bible, okay? I know, like, that's crazy to some people, but that was me. I would get high and I'd read the Bible and I'd be like, God, please help me, get me off this stuff. I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't want to be doing this. Like, I'm doing bad and I know I shouldn't be doing this. But I didn't know how to get clean. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have nothing. I had nobody. Like, I lost everything. I lost my kids, which was my only reason for breathing. And as soon as I lost my kids, that was it. I was done. Like, as soon as my boys got taken away from me, I was done. I did not want to live. I just wanted to be on substances because I couldn't feel anything. I didn't have to think about nothing. Whenever I would get back into reality, and the reality was I abandoned my kids to be on substances. And that was a really shitty reality. And I just was in such another dimension, man. I don't even know. Like that, it really makes me sick to think about what I used to do because, you know. But anyway, I would pray. I opened the Bible, and I didn't really even know about the Bible much because my mom was, like, her family was Catholic, and, like, she was just like, we'd go to every church. We'd go to all the church feeds. We went to Billy Graham thing in Fresno when I was like a little girl back in 95. Like, we would go to all kinds of churches, like Baptist and, what's the other ones? I forget right now, but we went to a bunch of different churches. What is it? But yeah, went to a bunch of different churches, and it was super confusing for me because my dad was a Jehovah Witness. He transitioned to Jehovah Witness when I was like 8 with his wife, and he went from shooting dope to, we don't believe in birthdays. Christmas is our devil. Like, it was crazy because this dude's over here freaking shit hanging out his arm talking about take that cross off your neck. And I was like, isn't that contradictory? Because, but like, I was so confused on what God was and who God was. And I was like, well, if there's this God, why is all this bad shit happening to me? Like, if God is real, why is he allowing all this shit to happen to me? Like, why did I get like R-rated and like why did I go through all these things? And because I thought God was like a magical witch that was gonna like make shit happen. Like, I thought when I prayed, like my shit was gonna come true. I was like, okay, God save me, here I am, I'm done, and then boom, sprinkle some dust and I'm done. And it didn't work like that. But I opened James, and if you don't know James in the Bible, definitely read it. And every time you read it, you'll feel something different. But I read and I highlighted all James, all tweaked out. Like, I'd be up all night reading the Bible. It's crazy. Freaking tweaking, praying, and like talking about God. And people were like, dude, you're killing my high. And I was like, sorry. For real. I'm for real crazy for that. I am. But at the same time, reading the Bible helped me to know, like, to get me out of that. Because if I wouldn't have done that, like, I don't even think I would have ever came out of it, because like reading the Bible put the word in my mind. And so then in the back of my mind, when I was tweaking, when I was doing dot lines and shit, I'd be like, okay, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this isn't good. And like, if I wouldn't have read the Bible, I wouldn't even have thought those seeds wouldn't have been planted. So I know it was bad. It was for sure bad. My sister was worse. She'd be rolling blunts with the Bible papers. Like, dude, that's even way worse. I mean, yeah. But anyway, I remember, because I've gone through recovery a few different times, so it's like a lot. I went through recovery when I was 14. I got sober from 14 to 16. And then from 16, I relapsed for like 3 months. And then I got sober at the end of 16. Was sober from 16 till 22. From 22, I relapsed from 22 till 26, off and on. And then I got sober again when I was like 28 or something like that. However old, I'm 37, so like, I don't know math. I didn't go to fucking school, and I went to the 5th grade, so don't blame me. But yeah, when I got that last little that last little period where I was using, it was very hard, because in 2015 I went through a lot of stuff. And mind you, I have never been taught how to work through problems. I've never been taught how to self-regulate. I was taught all the wrong things. Like, my parents like spliced power from the neighbors. We were homeless. We were poor. We didn't have food. We didn't have nothing like that. Didn't go to school. Didn't go to the doctors. No dentist. None of that. So I was taught all the wrong things. Like, I was taught everything wrong. So I had to relearn everything as an adult. And at that point, my mom was still alive, and so I still like had to take care of my mom, because my mom was in her addiction, and she would get super sick and DTs and shaking and shit. And my mom was just like the only person that I had, and my mom and my sister. And so every time I would like want to get clean, I would always go around them, and it wasn't them that made me use, but I would end up using because of that. And so basically that was kind of like my circumstance. Hey, how are you? But yeah, so long story short, hold on. Okay. Long story short, though, when I ended up wanting to get sober, I had a knock at my door, which was CPS, and I wanted to get better, but I couldn't, because when you're getting off of opiates, you have to withdraw. You have to detox. There's no other way around it. And I mean, in my, thankfully I didn't go to jail or anything like that, because I know people do that too. But they knocked at my door and they said, hey, you need to go to detox or rehab, or we're going to take your kids. And so I had already had that in my mind, but who was I to leave my kids with? I mean, my mom's an alcoholic, their dad's on schmeth, so I can't leave my kids with them, or they're going to get turned into CPS. And so I ended up telling them like, okay, I'll go to rehab, I'll go, to the detox. So they said, okay. So I went to the detox, which I did leave my kids with my mom and my ex. I did. And that was, I felt like the only option because I've been in CPS, and CPS is not like some amazing people that help you take care of your kids. Oh, we'll help you, we'll watch them, they'll be safe. Like, I don't know if you know, but lots of kids have bad stuff, like they in CPS custody, bad stuff has happened. I've been in CPS, been in the foster system, and it is not great. It's not where you want your kids. So I thought that my kids would be safe with my mom and my ex. I left them and I went to detox, and I didn't stay the full 21 days, which was what was required, but it was really, really hard on me because I'd never been away from my kids, and I was so worried sick about my kids. Like every day, it's all I could think about. I would read constantly. You have to do a lot of things when you're in detox. You have a lot of meetings, a lot of classes, and just testing and different things, and just teaching you like how to be a part of life again, like how to be a part of society, because I really didn't really know how to be a part of society. I feel like because I didn't really learn that, but I ended up leaving detox because my ex had been doing stuff, and my mom was drunk, and my mom would come see me at detox like almost every day after I got off blackout. She'd walk all the way to see me. She'd come, she'd knock on my window because she knew which room I was in, and like she'd be like, I love you, I'm proud of you, and it's making me want to cry, but like even though she'd be drunk, and they'd be like, why are you coming over here drunk? Like, it would be so much better if you didn't come over here drunk. Because then that makes me, because back in the day, in that mind frame that I was in, when anybody was on anything, alcohol, bud, dope, anything, in my brain, I would say, if you're on that, I want to be on something too. It's not fair. You can't be around me high because I want to be high too. So, like, it's not fair. In my mind, that was what I thought. That was how I felt. And so I was like, Mom, you can't be drunk because I want to be on something too. It's not fair. I have to be in here and you don't have to be sober. This is bullshit. And so, but man, I wish I had all the letters she used to write me, because she used to write me letters just telling me how proud of me she was. Like, this was legit, like what I knew. This is what I knew. This is what I thought my life was destined to be. I would tell myself, who cares if I'm tweaking, because this is all it is. Like, all my family's like this. This is my life. This is our life. This is normal. And so that was normal for me. So I remember telling myself, like, you're just going to stay on this because this is what it is. It's okay, like this is what you're going to be forever. And then after the detox, it really made me think, like, I don't have to be like this forever. And so then I left detox. I had like an $1,800 settlement coming because I slipped and fell at Rayleigh's, Save Mart or whatever, with my baby. And that was like a really low settlement, but I settled because I was so like immature and young. I thought $1,800 was a lot of money. And my ex got my check and he was going to go cash it because he did that. He was like a, scammer. And so that day that I left detox, I went straight home. I called CPS, and CPS came to my house with car seats ready to take my kids. And they were like, okay, and you guys, like, where I come from, you hide your kids, you leave, you run, you hide. You don't meet them, you don't talk to them, there's no conversations. You move, you jump states, you do what you got to do, but you do not surrender. Okay, that's how I was taught. Whether that be wrong or right, but this time was different. This time I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to run. I can't live like this. I can't do this to myself. And I don't want to be like this. I want Nico and Neve to be different for me. I want them to have a good life. I don't want them to be like me. And so that time I tested and I was clean, and, thank God. If I wouldn't have been clean, that would have been it. But they did not care. They were like, you have to go to an inpatient program now. Jamie, the agreement was you stay in rehab. You didn't complete the detox program, and since you didn't complete that, you have to go to treatment. And so I was like, okay, thank you so much, Natalia, sorry, I'm reading for Broadway. I'm so proud of you too. I appreciate your support. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So the day that I ended up, like, they told me you have to go to inpatient, and I didn't want to because my mind frame was I'm already 13 days sober. I'm good. I'm so good. I don't need rehab, okay? Rehab is for quitters, and I'm good. I'm already quit. And yeah, I don't even know. And mind you, all I ever seen was my mom going in and out of detox and rehab my whole freaking life. So yeah, I didn't think I needed that. But nonetheless, I ended up going to Pollock Pines, California to this treatment center with my son and my daughter. My son was a year, my daughter was like 3. And it was exhausting because being in a rehab is no joke. It really is no joke. It's not an experience that I ever wanted to relive again for sure. When I had Nevaeh, when I was pregnant of her, and when she was like up to 3 months old, we lived in like a rehab, like rented room kind of situation. That shit was hell. And I needed to do a story time on that because that was like, whoa. So I had experience with it, but this rehab was different. This was an all ladies rehab, such a different experience. And so when I ended up going there, they had these cabins and it was freaking freezing cold. It was raining when I first got there and then snowing when we left. They had these cabins, and you have your own little cabin. You have bunk beds, which I had to have bunk beds with my 2 kids. My kids never slept away from me, so that was like super awkward. And they don't want your kids sleeping with you. You're not allowed to sleep with your kids at that time. And this is like what 10 years ago. And I was super mad about that. I'm like, what do you mean I can't sleep with my kids? Like, what the freak? Like, and I was like, you're not going to tell me what to do. These are my kids. Like, I'm not going to listen to your, like, stupid rules. But they're like, no, you can't sleep with your kids. That's the safety, da da da. So every day I had to, like, it was irritating. And then, like, they cook for you certain things. And then you have to cook yourself, like, for lunch. Maybe you have to cook yourself lunch. And then you would take turns. There's all these house meetings and all these different types of meetings that you had to be a part of. And they did go to church. And, like, I did like the church. But when it came time to do the classes, you have to leave your kids in their nursery with another addict who can't have their kids. And you have to leave your kids with this person that can't have custody of their own kids. And to me, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I was not happy about that because in my mind, like, if CPS took these people's kids from them and they're not allowed to even have their kids, why are they going to watch mine? Like, how the hell are these people going to keep my baby safe if they couldn't do it with their own? And in my mind, even though I was deep in my addiction, I still was not, like, my kids were still taken care of, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't completely negligent, only partially. But anyway, so at the end of the day, being in that rehab, I only was there for a few weeks. I did not stay. I left my mom, who was full blown addicted to alcohol, in my apartment. And my mom had all her homeless friends in my apartment. And I have OCD. I'm so mental, like, bro. And I don't like anything out of place. And I am, like, going crazy. Leaving my mom with my house, with my car, with everything. Their dad was on and off of being on Schmeth and coming to my house and doing tweaker shit, taking all my shit, selling my stuff, everything. So I just didn't feel like it was safe. I was like, dude, I'm gonna lose my apartment. Hold on really quick. Oh, I knew it. Just one second. Oh, guys, I gotta go. I'll have to do a part 2. My kids are home. That was quick. I knew he wouldn't keep them long, but at least I got a whole hour. I gotta go. I hope you guys have